Hello people of NFI and other nerd fighters. My name is Rose and I have not been on this channel in quite a while. I think my last video was sometime last year. It's been a while. It's good to see you. You look great. So this week's theme was like groups and stuff, and I'd kind of forgotten what Dave had told me specifically about what he was thinking, but then after watching his and Tom's videos, I kind of refreshed myself on it and everything. But I also had some other ideas just about like being in a group with people as opposed to being alone, since that was last week's theme and that's kind of where we got this week's theme. So yeah, to go along with the idea of like belonging and participating in social groups, I think that it's definitely a beneficial aspect of kind of what it means to be human. Humans are social animals. That's how we've evolved. We kind of work well together in a way, and definitely being in social groups, whether it's for working on projects or working together, you know, just like in a business setting or school or as friends, I think being in groups can definitely lead to like good problem solving because you have more brains thinking together. Kind of like what Tom mentioned, like you have a lot of fun because you just have so many other people around you. You have more of an opportunity to like make funny jokes or like go on crazy adventures because you just have more brains there to come up with cool ideas. And I definitely agree with Dave as well when he was talking about how being in a social group of any kind can for the most part be good, but sometimes not so much when the group solely focuses on being hateful, and that can definitely contribute to things like mob mentality and stuff like that, which often never leads to any good. When you're in a large group of people, you definitely tend to kind of start to go along with their mindset, and so you might even be able to be convinced to do something, you know, kind of not very cool or not something that you would necessarily do on your own, just because you have this kind of power, like this kind of backup of a bunch of other people doing it along with you. However, like Dave mentioned, on the flip side, you can also like have a lot of good come from that, like the Nerd Fighter group where like we raise a lot of money for charities and stuff like that. It's cool. It's just kind of like your original motives in a way. But another thing that got me thinking about when contrasting being in a group of people as opposed to being alone was actually something that my fiance Nathan and I were talking about the other day. You guys are probably familiar with Nathan. He's made more videos on this channel before, as well as he co-hosts of our own personal channel, Nathan and Rose, shameless plug. But yeah, anyway, Nathan and I were talking about the other day how there's that, you know, common terms for like extroverts and introverts, and like people are trying to understand more and more what being an extrovert is as opposed to being what an introvert is, which I think is interesting in its own because those are just like made up terms that we have to describe our social, just kind of how people act socially, and I never believe in like a black and white kind of terming for people. But if you're gonna go with extroverts and introverts, extroverts are commonly thought to be people who get energy from hanging out in social situations, whereas introverts are people who social situations can like use up their energy. And it's always like looked at as like kind of negatively, or at least I feel like that's kind of how it's perceived by a lot of people, to be the type of person who's an introvert who has their energy drained when they're hanging out with a lot of people. But it doesn't necessarily have to be true. I think it's just kind of more of a fact, and the way that you roll with that can definitely be positive or negative. For example, for a lot of people, being creative takes energy. Being intelligent or learning and researching takes energy. Just like doing your job. Or, you know, trying to like take care of yourself, like working out and stuff like that. All those things take energy. There's nothing wrong with also being an introvert and wanting to participate in social situations. Sure, that may take energy, but you can still be really good at it, and you can still even enjoy it. Do you guys commonly term yourselves more as extroverts or introverts? I definitely feel like social situations take the energy out of me, but at the same time, when I'm with my really close friends who I'm really comfortable with, I definitely feel energized when I'm with them. So again, like I said, I don't really like labels, but that's kind of how I feel. Yeah, I'd like to see you guys down in the comments so we can talk about all of this. And asante, we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to be awesome.